Hello folks, Robert Draper here with Times Masquerade. I am the content creator. I had hoped to have some fun with this channel and to introduce folks to some concepts which are kind of adjective defying, but we live in adjective defying era. But I want to start out by bringing in something from the headlines currently in the last week or two and then commenting on about them. But it must have the word time in it. And I want to take note on how the writers or the editors modified that word, how they used it a lot of the time like professional basketball players. They're weaving a story flow and they want an outcome, but my concern is how they use that word time. Right now, there are, in my perception, three things that are happening almost simultaneously. I venture to say they are happening at the same time. The first one is AI. In the last couple, 3 years, it has made an enormous impact on society as a whole in different parts of the world. And the versions, the effective versions that are coming on the scene, sometimes monthly, are much faster and efficient than the prior ones. Well, that is the first phase. And a couple of years from now, 2027, 2028, it's promised that could be artificial general intelligence. And a lot of people are saying, get ready. You're not ready for it. Well, okay. And the second thing that is in the headlines in the last couple of weeks in the United States, and I'm sure around the world, something called disclosure. President Trump has ordered the powers that be to disclose certain files having to do with UFOs, other world intelligence, things that can appear and disappear at will, creatures that may have the ability to turn your memory off of what actually happened during their encounter. This alone is well, again, it's kind of adjective defined even to talk about it, but put that together with the AI situation as like an acetate overlay. And then the last thing generally, the third one, for context here, the era we're in right now, is global geopolitics. The last 2 years, especially since Mr. Trump has been in office, the world stage is being rearranged very quickly. I won't iterate all the different countries and so forth and what's been going on, but something is ramping up. And all of those together, whoa. So let's just stay grounded for a little while and take a current headline out to see how the headline may be leading or misleading and see maybe what the authors or the writers are trying to get at by using time that way. So here's the first one I've chosen. This is a fairly recent news headline. Trump's push to make daylight saving time permanent. Okay, well, daylight saving time has been around for 110 years. It was the Germans during World War I that created it. Is anybody surprised the Germans came up with that? The trains must run on time. And they created it primarily to save money, hopefully on the amount of coal they'd have to put out for the factories and the farms and so forth. And it's my supposition that that may be the reason that it's being bandied about now to make it permanent. Trump is saying that to implement it yearly the way we're doing right now is costing a lot of money. So it's an artificial construct. It's something that most of the world does not follow. There's only about 35% of the world actually does AI. Pardon me, not AI, does daylight savings time. And actually, most of the world may not be doing AI also. But there you go. So this era that we live in is it's like almost like a living science fiction. So that is the intro, and I don't know, but I can make any further sagacious comments about this headline. But I do find it interesting the way it's used for an effect of political, a lot of times, sometimes economic, and this instance it may be both. So let's just take that off the board now and go to the biggie above my head. That is a symbol that incorporates chronological time in it. It's color coded with 3 colors because it has 3 elements in it. This symbol was honored globally and around the world. Every major civilization did honor it. I discovered it through ancient coins from civilizations around the world. This same image or variations on the theme, kind of like modern jazz. But anyway, it was on ancient coinage, and it was used as a mechanism to order their society. And it wasn't just on coins. By the way, that's called numismatics. That's how one of the Rothschilds, Mayor Rothschild, got his boogie going with presenting some coins to the powers that be in Germany. But anyway, it's not just on coins. It's on cylinder seals in Sumeria. It's on stone megaliths around the world, in earthworks, on their clothing. It's on a lot of different ancient social media. And it has Chronos time wrapped up in it. So let's just break it down a little bit. Here is a breakdown. All right, red, yellow, and blue. Start with the yellow. The yellow is the spirit world. It's up and down, north and south. That alone takes 4 constellations. We're talking about constellations on the zodiac. And the red is literally the ground we walk on. That takes up another 4 constellations. What do I mean when I'm saying that? Well, the coins show from the ancient world that the constellations, they connected the constellations not in a circular way like we do when we tell time, go clockwise, go sequential. They did it across space-time. That in itself is a stop and whoa. What? Yes, they connected the constellations across space-time to create this emblem above my head. And that's what I hope to show as this whole thing unveils. And that creates something called the Great Cross, like what some Catholic priests cross themselves. That does create the Great Cross. And again, and I say the last part is the X, and there's a reason why that X is extremely important. This is where chronological time is embedded. It's embedded in a story flow that actually is in scriptures. This whole thing actually is about Jesus Christ of Nazareth. He went under many different names, Yeshua HaMashiach, the mighty warrior. It just goes on and on. I believe Joseph Campbell wrote a book, Hero with 1,000 Names, something like that. And all the constellations, by the way, there's more than just 12. There's actually 48, because each constellation has 3 attached to it that's called deacons that further amplify the constellation they're in. So this is a book with 48 chapters. And so you're just looking at a breakdown there. So I'll take that away. And many people, when they, their relationship with time right now, I'm just wanting, again, more fun. This is a movie poster from 1923. That's Harold Lloyd and, hanging off a clock. Just feeling maybe a little bit like some of us do now. Kind of at your wit's end, trying to get it all together. And it's a fairly famous movie poster. But, yeah, Harold Lloyd, there you go. So, I just want to bring this as a teaser, and with each video, I want to keep breaking down this symbol, because it does have prophetic insights in it, especially the last segment of it. I'll just bring this up again. All right, in the lower right-hand corner, it shows the X, but it shows there is a bit more to the X that would appear to the naked eye. Christ came about 2,000 years ago, and he has been gone about 2,000 years ago, but he promised to make a second incursion, if you will, a second appearance. And I believe that that's what you're looking at in the lower right-hand corner. And that creates the base of the X, which does create the Great Pyramid of Giza with the 2 shafts coming out. Yeah, this is a lot to put out in a little tiny video, but I gotta start doing it, or it ain't gonna happen, and I want to do it. And I feel there is good news. And I believe that Christ is the good news, the gospel is the good news. So, again, to cut to the chase, in 2012, it was the thing in which some big deal was supposed to happen. The Mayans thought that there was going to be a major movement in 2012, and Hollywood took advantage of it, saying we're all going to die, and made disaster movies, all this, just kind of freak out. But I believe something did happen, and it was the era or the time, that exact time in which the sun entered into the center of what they call the dark rift, and a change happened for a major transition. It was supposedly the marker of the sun going through all 12 constellations and starting out in a new era. That itself is a massive big deal. So I believe that created the switch from going parallel on the base there to start to go to bingo bango, Christ's second coming. I believe that we are literally in between now, the base where it started to turn in the other direction towards the center, and where the center is hit. Classically, I believe that that is when Abraham received the promises, and I believe that when it is hit again, that Abraham will be resurrected, as will a number of other folks, and that the powers that be are going to come down. Then this is why, well, I just gotta say it like I believe it is. So that is kind of a teaser, and I appreciate your patience because I'm doing a lot of A/B testing, and this whole thing is attempt to get people's attention in a positive light, because there are going to be a number, there are already promises coming from AI, and people having a read on the disclosure. They're good, they're bad. John Mack, he was a head psychiatrist at Harvard University, had a study, a really interesting study about the abduction phenomena, what was going on with folks that were abducted. Their memory was wiped for the most part, and what they were doing wasn't good, wasn't really healthy at all. So some people will say, oh, forget that. They mean well, this and that. Well, it may be a mixture. But I'm saying that the headlines coming up, and they're already on the scene, it's a mixed bag. And I want to attempt to show people that there is good news. And, well, I'll just leave it at that. So, God love, folks. I really hope you have a good day. And if you got any questions, I'm really quite, I love to respond to comments. So, God love, people.